Hello, I'm Steve Draper. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be making a pen and sharing my experience as a beginner. I've crafted a few pens already, mostly from wooden blanks and one from resin. Each material brings its own challenges and I'm excited to show you what I've learned. Let's get started. To begin with, let's discuss the pen specific tools and the pen kit. When turning blanks I use a pen mandrill. Mine is an Axminster model, Record Power make them, and others are available. They're all pretty much identical. As I use this, I'll explain what I'm doing with it. The pen kits I sourced from China. The kit includes a stylus, steel tubes which fit into the wooden blanks or resin blanks, the propelling mechanism, the tip of the pen, the clip for holding it to your jacket, whatever, and a mid-span collar. As for the pen blanks, you can purchase them in wood or resin, but I prefer to make my own from materials I have to hand. I cut them to 15mm squares approximately, and about 120mm long. This one just happens to be a piece of Italian walnut left over from a previous project. This is a piece of mahogany. It's slightly larger cross section, it just happened to be that size to trim to. I marked this up with the tubes showing the length of them. You can see there's adequate length on here for trimming. I put a cross in the middle. I've used a marker pen so it shows up on the camera, and that shows the mid span. So if you've got grain running through the length of the pen, you can then align that up on the top and the bottom of the pen. I then cut that on the cutting point down the middle. This is one that I've already prepared. It's been drilled and it's ready for the tube to be inserted and secured with super glue. It's essential that you give the glue plenty of time to cure. You don't want the blank spinning inside the wood, or the steel tube spinning inside the wood when you're trying to turn. That just defeats the object of the process. I drill the holes on my lathe, though a drill press works just as well. The lathe lets me hold the blank securely and square to the drill bit. The chuck is an inexpensive model from China that came with a set of long jaws, so that's why I use it. I start the drilling with a center drill, and I drill at about 500 revolutions per minute. You could start the center hole by turning it with a chisel. I just happen to have two Jacob's chucks, which I keep loaded with the centering drill and a 7mm drill that's required for these kits that I'm using. If you turn much faster than 500 revolutions per minute, the drill bit could wander, as it could do if you push the drill through too quickly. And don't keep the flutes on the drill clear of material. This is even more important when using resin. Resin tends to get quite hot and the drill tends to wander even more, as I found out to my disappointment. Gently work it through. Also, on a resin bit you can get the end breaking out as you break through with the drill. Now that could be due to the fact that I used a brad tip drill. It could be the material. I could have been going too fast. To overcome that, just make your blanks a little bit longer and perhaps use a non-brad tip drill. But the key is to go carefully and slowly. So that's just the other blank now drilled. The steel tubes need to be roughed up so that it aids the adhesion. I use super glue. and I stand the blanks with the arrow, the midpoint, facing upwards. That's so that when I insert this tube, it finishes nice and flush with this surface here, and these two surfaces of the blanks then face each other when you're making the pen. So you've got nice finished ends. The grain will then align through the midpoint collar. So you don't need a huge amount of glue on there. Push that in, and I just tap it down with a hammer so that I don't get super glue on my fingers, which is often the case with me. You might be better at doing it than I am. There you go. Set those aside, let them cure, and then they'll need trimming off on the belt sander. You can buy tools to trim this excess material off here, but it's just another tool to buy, another tool to store, and I've already got a belt sander, so I may as well use that. I have tried turning them off on a lathe, but it's not as effective as I'd like, and it takes quite a time. Anyway, your choice, but you do need to finish it flush. Once trimmed, you are ready to turn. The mandrel fits into the headstock. There are 3 collars on the mandrel, and they're used to determine the diameter that you finish with. Insert your blanks with the X towards the middle. So one collar on, second collar on, other half of the blank, final collar, retainer to press it into place, bring up the tailstock, advance the quill to lock these pieces so that they don't spin on the mandrel, lock off the tailstock, and you're ready to turn. I turn at about 1800 revolutions per minute. That's as fast as I can go with this gearbox, but you turn at whatever speed you feel most comfortable. I use a 1/2 inch skew, chisel, and a gouge will do. I just like using the skew, and it's very effective. Decide which end is going to be the writing end of the implement. I always choose this end to be the end that will have the stylus poking out, and the clip goes at the other end. So you carry on turning this down. Be careful not to turn the wood below the collars are on here, because they define the pen, and if you do, you could end up with a rather clunky pen when you've finished, with the metal bits being bigger than the wood. Also, you need to leave some wood on there for sanding. I find using the skew that I get a pretty good surface, and I only really need to give it a light sanding at about 240 grits. I also use a grit paste. So that's one end more or less done. You don't have to make them this shape, you can make them dead straight, I guess, if you wanted to. At this end where the clip goes, I find that it's best to turn this so at the widest point it's no more than about 10 millimeters. Otherwise the clip tends to stick out of it. It doesn't look right. It seems to be pushing away from the body of the pen. Well, it certainly does with the kits that I'm using. That's the turning done. Now a bit of light sanding with 240 grit paper. That's it. I'll put a grit paste across that, and when I've done that I'll come back and we can finish off the pen. So I've cleaned the surface up with methylated spirits, gone over it with a grit paste, cleaned the surface again with methylated spirits, and I'm now ready to put some friction polish on. You could use whatever finish you like, just wax it or spray it with a varnish. I use the friction polish because I've got quite a lot of it, and because it actually gives it a very nice shiny finish. There we are, nicely polished and ready to assemble. I'll come back when I'm ready for that. When unloading the mandrel with the bits of wood, I tend to be very careful with these bits because they sometimes get stuck and you end up pulling them off with the bits of wood and they drop onto your workshop floor and you spend ages trying to find them. I spent longer the other day trying to find the bit on the floor and it had taken me to prepare the blanks and make the pen, so it's just a warning. So laid out here is how the pen will look: the top end with the clip, the propelling mechanism, the mid collar, the bottom end of the pen, the cone, and the stylus is over there out of the way. You can buy tools to press the parts together, but I've just got a piece of hardwood here, it's plum I think, and I fit that into my chuck, nip it up. There's a small hole drilled through the end. It's about 6mm diameter, and that's so the parts don't slip inside. I've got the board here just as a place to store things while I'm setting up. So there we go. So I'm using the tailstock and a ring center just to ease that in, so it goes in nicely like that. That's the first part. The second part is to put the propelling mechanism in. That goes brass end first, and if you can see the little shoulder here, you don't want to put it in much further than just the very edge of that to start with. You'll see why in a moment. So again, ease this up, push it in very gently till the brass bit disappears, then just approaching this shoulder here. I hope you can just about see that. It's not easy for me to turn the magnification on. Best not to go too far. You won't be able to get the piece out, but you can check it by inserting the stylus into the propelling mechanism. Screw it down. As you can see, it's now sticking out the end, but when I turn the propelling mechanism back the other way, the tip disappears. That's what you want to achieve. If it's like that, then you've inserted it far enough. As I say, if you put that in too far, you will not get it out. So you can set that aside, and the next thing is to prepare the other end of the pen with the clip. So it's much the same way as before. The end of this piece of wood is slightly concave. That just helps me locate things and line them up. Just gently push that up until it closes the gap. So there we are. That's nicely closed up, and the clip's not kicking out too far. Only eyeballed the measurement. And then it's a simple matter of putting the mid collar on over the mechanism. And if you do have grain that is obviously running through from the bottom to the top, then you need to align it at this point. I always align it with the mechanism retracted. On this mahogany, there's no perceptible grain. I have had some which has got some, but there's none on here, so I'm not going to mess around too long. Push that on. There you are. One pen complete. A nice little gift for someone. Well, I hope you found that useful. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And hope to see you on the next video. Bye for now.